Hi, let me know that you can hear me. Not having audio issues today, unless you can't hear me, but seems to be working. So 3.5 hours ago, Ian asked me if I wanted to go to him to pick up the boiler so we can have heat and stuff here soon. So I was like, sure. I had 3.5 hours. Seemed like a lot of time until Ian knows everybody on the way and has to stop and talk to everybody along the way. So, running late. I am a little bit late, but not as late as I thought I was going to be. Hi, Johnny. Yes, Switzerland. We are Switzerland here. So, anyways, long story short, I have a ton of screenshots and stuff, and my plan was to have it all nicely organized to go through today, but Ian happened, and so we're just gonna go through it. And also, when I was away working a few weeks ago, my sorry, I'm gonna get to that comment. My computer died while I was working, so I had to buy a new computer. On my old computer, I had all of the screenshots all nicely organized and everything, but of course, this new one, I don't. So we're gonna get through it, but so let's do this roll call thing. If you guys don't like it, we don't have to do it, but I think it's rude not to say hi to everybody, P. When will this case be solved and truth out? Soon, I hope. Soon. Lily and Jack need to be brought home. Hello, Randy. I'm going to send a quick message, but I do have information on that, but I don't know if I'm allowed to share it. So I'm going to find out. Hi, Christy. Here I am just clicking through messages and I'm not even saying hi the whole point. See, wow. Marie just noticed the background for this upcoming live. Love it. Just want to let everybody know the clown sitting on that little chaise sofa. I'm the clown. That's me. It's not, no shade to anybody else. That clown is me. And I would like anybody involved to come and sit with me on that chaise lounge and let's talk. Let's just talk. Hi, Kelly. And yes, ma'am. Good to see everybody. I think Carol, hi. Having a great day as usual. Johnny, Switzerland. I get it now, but yes, you're right. Allison, hi. Hello, Christine. Christina, I was late. I was 2:03, I think I was late, but I just decided it's going to take me a lot more than 20 minutes to get everything organized. So I just thought you guys seem to like the longer live streams. So let's do it. We're just going to do it. We're going to wing it and we're going to get through it. Tasha, hi. Don't think I've seen you here before, but thank you for coming. And Rhonda and Dee. This one, Christina, 89. Where are you? Because in BC, it is chilly AF. Hi, Seawood. Sue. Too much screen time yesterday. Woke up with a headache. I also woke up with a headache, but I think it's because I lost my cool yesterday. I did manage to control it somewhat, but I mean, I was rageful in my soul yesterday, but. And Tammy. Well, Seawood, I don't know that, I mean, we'd have a lot to chat about for sure, but I don't think we'd have a lot to chat about like that, like what we're going to go through today. But hi, Jackie. It is great to see you too. So is there anything else that you guys want to talk about before we start today? Truth hurts sometimes. Love your name. Hello, don't think I've seen you here before, but thank you so much for being here. So let's just talk about it just really quickly. I said my piece to DT. He was in Sunny's chat. Actually, I don't know, sorry, if he was in my chat or Sunny's. I assume he was in Sunny's. He thought, everybody seemed to think that I was pissed off because I was blocked from his channel. I thought that was ridiculous because I was not disrespectful, and everybody else's comments were getting deleted. But what set me off was the comment about Kent that was not deleted, and the backlash on that in chat, and none of the mods got rid of any of that. But all of our, and I haven't been in there, but all of our community's comments seem to get deleted, like his mods are on it. So, and it turns out it looks like DT was not aware of what was said, but I posted it last night. I pinned it on Sunny's channel, and so that he could read it and he could see what got me so fired up. And you know, people can run their channels the way they want to run their channels, but I feel like personal attacks on people that there's no evidence of wrongdoing, I think it's wrong. And I think that that's what I'm trying to do here, even with Daniel and Durwood and Janie. If there was evidence, they would be charged and all of that. And so my whole purpose here is to try to be non-accusatory and just go through the information that we have, and keep people that aren't involved out of it, because you're muddying the waters. There I go, being subliminal, but you know what I mean. Hi, Lindsay. You like roll call? Good. I feel awkward doing it. I don't know. I feel awkward. Sue said something. Oh, woke up with a headache. Yeah, same. That's Harley. I'm always here just in the bushes. Well, I'm glad you came out of the bushes today. JB, opinions are cool, but anyone wildly accusing Kent of heinous acts, please check yourself. That man has done more for Lilly and Jack than you have, spitting your vile venom all over YouTube. Yeah. And everybody is entitled to their opinions, and if you have any kind of proof, feel free to send it. But my problem was with that chat and deleting all comments basically, but that one or anything that was like super nice and sympathetic to one side, and then leaving that comment and the stuff that happened after it, I thought was a very bad look. And I was, like I said, I was able to say my piece last night. He heard me. Now he knows what the problem was. And I made it clear it doesn't bother me if I was blocked, not blocked, timed out, comments deleted. It is what it is. That's how that wants to go on that channel, then that's not for me to say. Christine, Char, I know you welcome the D's here, and that's fair enough, but it's just me that feels they are so draining. I don't welcome them. I want to make it clear that anybody can come in here if they're respectful. But having said that, I don't want comments deleted. If something is outlandish, then bring it to my attention. And we as a community in here, we're going to decide if that person is just ignorant, if they're fired up for some reason, or if they need to go away. We'll figure it out together, but we're not going to censor anybody here. As long as you're respectful, say what you want. Honestly, the fact is, people that aren't directly involved, none of their speculation or their accusations are going to make a hill of beans difference to what we think, unless we're completely gullible, right? It is YouTube and Facebook. So come in here, say what you want, be nice about it, be respectful about it, and if something doesn't look right to you, just let me know and we will figure it out together as a group. And sometimes we'll decide to get rid of people, and other times we'll be able to talk to that person and clarify what they meant or whatever, because a lot of times things come off people don't, I don't know, they don't proofread or perception, right? We perceive things in a different way than they were intended. So unless you're accusing somebody of burning evidence like little human remains in a shop that is your livelihood, that kind of shit, I'll address it and then I'll kick you out myself. All of his mods were aware he would, and that was my problem. Like, have a mod meeting if you have to, but, you know, reel it in, get it together. Randy, Charmaine, having saw that comment last night from Dark Turkey's channel, he should have removed it. It sounds like he didn't see it. He wasn't sure what we were talking about, even though I know Kent explained it to him earlier, didn't explain it in the best way, but he should have removed it. He should have seen it. It's his chat. Now he knows. Hopefully he does something about it. It's none of my business, not my channel. I applaud you, Shar, for telling it as it is. You are so fair-minded. I couldn't believe when I heard about Ken. Don't get me wrong, guys. I have my own opinions. I have my own thoughts, and some of them are not very nice. But I'm able to control it and not put it out in YouTube because I know what it's like. Like, I don't know what it's like to, well, I kind of do, because that whole people accusing me of faking the conversation with Daniel, I mean, that was such small beans, but in a way, I know what it's like, and I'm not into it. Combos from yesterday about burner phones, drug dealer contacts, should that not make its way to the RCMP in your opinion? Yep, absolutely. But you know what else I know? For a fact, the RCMP have people dedicated to watching social media. Now, am I going to say everybody here go tip that in? No. The amount of tips they probably get from YouTube information is probably pretty overwhelming, but I do know that they are watching, probably not in real time, but they have people that are dedicated to check this stuff out. After you left, that creator was flinging shit at Sunny's members. Made the comment about you and Kent are not famous as the reasons his mods blocked you. I did see that, and I can't remember. I didn't speak on it. I think I was still there, but I might have been just in chat, and that's when that's exactly when I posted the comment. I said that shouldn't matter. Like, obviously I know I'm not famous, and just because I say something, it shouldn't matter who I am. My opinion matters. If I'm being respectful, it doesn't matter who I am, or it shouldn't. I don't care if Gwyneth Paltrow was in here saying some nasty shit. She's out of here. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't matter who's saying something. To point out that I'm not famous and that's why things get deleted, but that made it clear to me that he had no idea what I was talking about, and that's why I posted the comment, or the gist of the comment that was made that got me so fired. So RCMP have it, good stuff. Char DT is debunking burner phone right now. Be back. Fair enough. Have fun. You're great. Thank you. I'm sure they're aware. I'm sure. They do, you guys. They do have people watching. I don't know if they have people watching this stream yet, but I know they're watching Sunny, Dolly when he's covering it, Justin, DT for sure, definitely. It's probably top on their list right now. Wherever the families are talking, that's where they're watching. You're welcome. That's a big thing for me. I want to try to keep it, I think you guys call it interactive, but the whole reason why I'm doing this is to have you guys come with me and help me go through this stuff, try to make sense of it and present it in a way that, because the way that we've been doing things isn't working, right? We get Daniel fired up, we get Durwood fired up, we get Janie beside herself. So the attacking method isn't working. So let's reel it in and let's fairly go through it, reconsider everything with an open mind, and hopefully they will feel comfortable addressing some of it somewhere. I don't care. where? Just somewhere. After 5 months, there's a lot of misinformation. If I had my choice, each statement presented in an effort to find the truth would need to be backed up by receipts. Where did it come from? 100%. 100%. And the stuff that we're going to look at today is not facts. It's not proof of anything. The only fact is who posted it or who said it. Doesn't mean it's true. Just means that we're not crazy. We're not making this shit up in our heads, right? And it matters. Not so common anymore. It's almost my slogan. Hey y'all, I'm playing from the beginning on 2x2. Oh, you'll catch up. I just started. Like, I was late. Don't even worry about it. Ashley, thank you for being here. I didn't say hi to CB, but hi, CB. Looking at a schoolyard bully attitude from Dark Turkey. Maybe. I don't know. Seawood, but implications were made. For what? Well, you know, the RCMP have that photo. They had it since May 2nd, so. Not your circus, not your monkeys, but I am playing the clown today. Did everybody love my thumbnail? The clown is me, in case you missed it at the beginning. CB Canada, hello. Pieces in that photo Sunny shared were from a plasma lighter. Very well could have been. Vehicle GPS data will have captured all phone near vehicle. I believe the RCMP have it. I believe so too. A quick Google search would tell you it's likely not from a phone. However, DT said in Sunny's chat last night, D said it was from a vape. And then I saw a comment from D today. Yeah. So my only thing is that was moments. Like, we didn't even know that Daniel had left yet. And he was watching because DT asked him about it. And it didn't take long for DT to correct it in chat or address it in chat. So why didn't Daniel just come back on and address it? This is what I'm talking about. It's got absolutely nothing that to hide, but you know what I mean? Just talk to us. Hi, Tasha. Miss Michelle. Love that. Hi, Starchild. See, Taylor, what? Why would that be said? Oh my God. Are you talking about the comment in DT, that chat that made me lose my shit? Yeah. Like you, I have my own ideas and theories. I also bite my tongue until it swells, but without proof, it could really hurt someone and disrupt streams. Then we learn nothing. 100%. And that was not a cell phone circuit board. It's a tiny board of about 1 inch. We were struggling with it. I'm not going to lie. We had no idea what it could be. I don't vape. I've never actually had my hands on a vape pen or whatever. No idea. I don't even think Sunny considered that, but we were trying to figure out what it could be. We zoomed it in. We played with saturation. We were just trying our best to figure out what it could be. And we had no idea. We had no idea. And asked not to share, you know, so we didn't. But given permission yesterday to share. And, you know, if he's got a bin full of electronics and it's easily explained, then no harm, no foul. It's something in the case that came up. We put it out there. Daniel was there. He left apparently right before we showed it. But instead of coming back and clearing it up himself, DT came in and did it for him, which is fine. At least it got cleared up, but there's still left questions. You know, whereas if Daniel had said that in chat, maybe some would believe him, maybe some wouldn't. It's just, I don't know. I get it, but at the same time, I wish things were different. Kelly, yes, everybody here is respectful, and I love it. Thank you. And Ian, he's being creepy. You can turn this off. Nobody say hi to him. He's the reason why I was late. Daniel is claiming it was a circuit board. Yeah. Yep. RCMP know way more than we do, obviously. Hi, Sharon. And I hope Daniel kept his word to Belinda about talking to her lawyer. I'm glad you can't see my face right now, but I will share if I can. I wish Leia would talk to somebody. Someone in Sunny's chat was concerned about her mental health, and honestly, so am I. I'd like to hear from her grandma Patty too, just to see if Darren had his story correct. I tend to believe anything that Durwood says about Patty because they're close, they grew up together, and he has a lot of respect for her and he knows her. It's not like his relationship with Janie where they just met due to this situation. Do you know what I mean? Like, I believe what he says about Patty. Not that I don't believe what he feels about Janie, but it's different when you know somebody your whole life, if that makes sense. Did I say hi to you already, Rhonda? If I didn't, hello. And I'm caught up. What photo is everybody talking about? I missed Sunny's live last night because I'm in America on a different time. It was a late night for me. Yeah, same. I'm not in America, but it was still late for me. It was a picture that we received months ago of some kind of, it looked like a smashed up motherboard of some kind, and then it looked like a smashed up key fob. Two different pieces of broken electronics that was found in the bathroom on the morning of May 2nd. And come to find out, like, we were asked back then not to share it because only the RCMP and the person who snapped the photo had it. And so we didn't, but we were trying to figure out what it was, but we didn't share it. And then yesterday we were given permission to share it. Turns out, according to Daniel, it is the guts of a vape pen, I think, or a plasma, some kind of device that you smoke, I think, flavored shit in. I don't know. But innocent enough and easily cleared up. And hopefully that's the end of it because Daniel himself has cleared it up. When stuff comes up and things happen and it's somewhat of a receipt, like we have this, it's from your trailer, it's from the morning of, can you please clear this up? And then he came out and he cleared it up. So personally, myself, I hope it dies there. So do we see a dime bag or not? I did not see any kind of drug paraphernalia in that photo, but I could be wrong. Again, I'm not a drug user, never have been, so I don't exactly know what I'm looking for. Yeah, just sharing instead of Daniel telling Sunny, he told DT, right? I just, like, why? I kind of understand why, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Hi, Charmaine. Hi, everyone. I really enjoyed your show and I've learned a lot. Really? Welcome, Liz. Thanks for being here. Hi, Schofield. Who found that? Was it Haley when she went to the bathroom and said they found drugs? Did they find that instead or did they find drugs too? I mean, drugs. So I have heard it on other channels. I don't know that Sunny had said what the source was, so I'm not going to say it, but it was when Daniel was in the bathroom and came back, and whatever family member that was that needed to go in to use the washroom did find that. I am unaware of any drugs found. Marie, no, it's not. It's one of the batteries. Sorry, Ian. What are you sorry for Ian for? And then when we were coming up the road to the driveway, He was going like 2 kilometers an hour, and it's 158. And I'm looking at him like, stop him, Charmaine, for creeping around on your line. Right. Star Child, I said no saying hi to Ian today. He's in timeout. Clarifying. Hi, Jam to the Jam. Totally off topic. I love it. Oh, thank you. I have a hard time believing P doesn't remember them being there the day before. Patty? Yeah, that is odd. Patty has dementia. Do you know that? Because I suspected. Why couldn't Daniel do the talking? Maybe because every time he opens his mouth, I don't know. Christina. Cynical, so am I. Randy, I also don't know if I believe anything from the video with Wade. Permission to share it from who? Do we know that picture is legit? And I'm really asking, like, how would you suggest we solidify that if we know the source and we see the timestamp, what else can we do to, I guess, verify the picture was taken in the trailer in the bathroom on May 2nd, other than the metadata that was on the phone and the person who sent it is the same person who took the photo and is the same person who gave it to the RCMP. To me, I think that it's legit. And now the fact that Daniel came out and said, yeah, well, that's electronic pieces to a plasma vapor or whatever. I don't even know. I feel terrible. I don't even know what he said. I see a broken, in the photo, looks like someone sitting in the top left corner. Didn't see that. Who knows what dynamic was with all of them? Does anyone? Why isn't this coming up? Does anyone else believe that Daniel and Malaya have been talking the whole time? I go back and forth on that. I think they have to be for sure. And then I think there's no possible way they are because the RCMP would know. But then again, I'm thinking, like, does it matter if they were or not? But I think things are so contentious with the Meadow custody case. I don't think they are today. That could change tomorrow. There's a bag of white stuff in the pic. Interesting. I'll have another look. Belinda did say RCMP told her drugs are not involved. She did say that, absolutely. We're going to listen to a couple of things. Hopefully I can find them, you guys. It's possible I heard from another Canadian creator she was planning to show receipts, but I haven't seen them. Make him feed the dog. Poor dog would starve to death. 140 pounds of him. So handsome, though. Oh, Harley, hi, sure. I'm like, hey, April. Info bag of drugs. I'm going to go back and look. Who's here still watching? Kent told you. I watched the DT video on that photo just now. Daniel recreated it using a semi-disassembled plasma lighter. It sure did look the same. Yeah, I said, I believe it. All he had to do was come out and clarify. Good job. Thank you, Daniel, for doing that. That's a huge bag and a lot of money. Really? I'll pull it up. I love your channel. It's calm in here and there's no drama or attacking allowed. Right? I mean, the only drama is in my personal life, and usually either it's about my dog or my partner. Then confirmed it's legit. It's a mouthful, but he did. I feel like I wish I had one of them buttons for applause. Yay, Daniel cleared something up in a timely fashion so we don't have to run down a fucking rabbit hole. Yay, progress, baby steps. We're getting there. The thing is, DT used to be a cop. He's not a cop anymore, and he's not that old either, meaning he didn't retire. So there's a legit reason they no longer wanted him on the force, and that says something. No comment. However, I've heard, and I have nothing to back this up other than what I've heard, was he's got some kind of eyesight problem and he wasn't able to pass the physical at some point. But I mean, it's been 20 some years. So I don't know if that makes a difference to your opinion, but that's just what I've heard. Don't run with it or anything. So I don't want to be, maybe it's something else. I don't know, but that's just what I heard. Caught up to me. You didn't miss much, did you? Just me trying my best to not get caught. Like, I'm so far behind in chat and I haven't done shit yet. You find it odd that the kids are missing and instead of looking, someone is taking pics of the bathroom? I mean, that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is if we believe the story about Daniel being in the bathroom that morning and Malea's family was there, member family reunion, and Daniel was in the bathroom and it seemed like he was in there for a long time and it sounded like he was rustling around. And a couple of Malea's family members were pounding on the door because somebody needed to use the washroom. And when Daniel finally came out, the person that needed to use the washroom went in and snapped the pictures that they seen as they were walking into the bathroom. So I don't know that they took time out of their search to go and snap pictures of a bathroom. They took time out of their search to go to the bathroom, which I don't. Absolutely nothing to judge there. Chances are we can clear the burner phone theory from that image shared, and I would assume the RCMP as well. Yeah. There was another creator who made a claim in a chat but never followed through with receipts. To what? I could be missing something. It's not white powder in baggy. It looks like it. I hate that. Just looking. Hi. Jen, hi. Anybody that I've been reading your comments? Jules, hi. Sorry. Yes, I sure did. A white baggie. CB, he isn't going to admit to it being his if it's not. Why would you admit it was? What would be the reason? Not saying I don't think Daniel hasn't lied. Can I help you? Go in. He was in the wake, so it's going to be extra needy today. Number 42. Hi, Women's Warrior. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. He's going to be an asshole soon, just heads up. Can we see the pic again, please? Okay, I'll find it. Because I wasn't born yesterday. So if First Nations CAS, if First Nations CAS gets control of Meadow from regular CAS, does that mean that Daniel Martel is at the mercy of Malaya, the Res, First Nations CAS? Here's the thing. I think that once the jurisdiction is established, then it's still going to go to court for custody. Do you know what I mean? Like the CAS case is going to have to be resolved before custody is decided. And that's why I don't think Meadow is going anywhere for quite some time. These things can take a long time in the court system. And they might be dragging it on to try to figure out what happened with Jack and Lilly before anything with Meadow is decided. But there's a gag order in the case, so everybody's talking about the white powder. They would both be tested before seeing Meadow. My daughter-in-law was also in court, even a hair sample. Sure, yeah, and that's why people that say, "Oh, look at Daniel today, he's drugged out," blah blah blah. I don't buy that. I think that he's clean, and I think that he goes to Narcotics Anonymous regularly. Otherwise, he would lose the right to visit Meadow. So, Shar, my comment was that if that white bag was rugs, you can say drugs. I'm not monetized. It's fine. But if it's habit, go ahead. But I'm just saying you don't have to say rugs. It's a huge bag and very expensive. Charmaine, yeah, we just read that. Like, how long was he a cop? Anyone just curious? So I'm pegging DT younger than myself. I'm 51. I was in criminal justice when I was 23, and that was, 28 years ago now. So he was saying his criminal justice career, or law enforcement, career was over 20 years ago. So you're looking at 2005, 2004, long time ago. Could just be medical, yeah. He was injured, maybe, in the line of duty. Interesting. He worked alongside the FBI. Did he? That's impressive. Another channel said DT must have been a traffic cop, and a comment described him as a mall cop. Just some chat humor. Try not to smile. That's not funny, Rhonda. Grow up. He could have been injured in the line of duty or anything. It's unfair to make judgments on people without evidence. Women's warrior, you are right. We should all go sit in the corner for 5 minutes. PTSD, maybe if he was injured in the line of duty, quite possibly. And I'm not here to bully, and I don't even really want to talk about him. It's, it's a non-issue to me. I said my piece to him last night, and we're good. I'm still not comfortable with his content and the direction he's going and what he's doing over there, but I don't have to watch him. So we're good. I hope he doesn't unblock me or whatever, because we're good. I heard DT said that, that's why he had to wear dark shades while on the computer. Maybe that's what I heard too, like about his eyesight or something, physical, like, I don't know. Lulling DM into a friendly false sense of security to catch more flies with honey. At the beginning, I hoped so, but I don't think so anymore. But I do hope that Daniel understands that he is being manipulated over there. He's being manipulated everywhere, and he's trying to manipulate in return, and it's just a vicious circle that's going nowhere for anybody. It's not even borderline ridiculous. It is pathetic. Just sit back and watch. So we're trying to open the lines of communication, the dialogue. No more them and us. It's just let's find out what happened to Jack and Lilly. DT wasn't a cop super long term. I thought he did get hurt in the line of duty, but could be wrong. Right. Hi, Paige. If there's anybody I didn't say hi to, I apologize. Hi, Jen. Obviously, the RCMP didn't see any drugs or anything illegal with the photo they have, said no drugs involved. So that should end it with the photo. Couldn't agree more. If you guys want to look at it, I'll dig back and look. Just give me a sec. I want to read this. Um, just a sec. Let me ask if I can share that with you. Searching, searching, searching. I mean, you got to understand, it was sent to me months ago. Months ago. And everything that happened was on Sunny's stream. I was dual streaming from here, so like it didn't come up from me. I didn't even have to dig into it. I just had to sit there and just do nothing. I need to take a quick picture. This is nuts, you guys. Just all right. Let's move on, shall we? But like I said, I'm still looking. I don't know. Let's go. Thank you for what you do. You're welcome. Hey, Jane. Izzy, I've never seen you in here. Maybe I have. I apologize if I have, but whatever. Maybe the person who planted the blanket could have planted the drugs. Just saying. Maybe. Possibly. Why would they have to plant them when Daniel uses them? Drugs? Fair. Thank you for what you do. Setting love and light. I appreciate you being here. That's a big dog, shark. He weighs more than I do, Sharon. He's a big one. He's a big boy. He's so handsome. CB, I went back to that media video and took a bunch of screenshots of that pink thing. It is a ribbon. If you screenshot it while the wind is blowing, you can see the search ribbon. Yes, it is. Harley is a Great Pyrenees Lab Cross. He weighs 141 pounds, and he's adorable. He's obsessed with me. Like you don't even know. My poor little Nissan. I don't know if I feel more sorry for my car or my dog when he has to come with just me and I'm in my car. But he insists he comes with me everywhere. I think I just feel frustrated that these two babies are missing. The mama's is hidden, and the stepdaddies and stepgrandma have been weaving webs of contradictions instead of being straightforward. That's why we're here, Ashley. That's why we're here. We're just trying to we're just trying to open the dialogue. That's all we're trying to do because of exactly the things that you're saying. Make it make sense. We will make it make sense. I got attacked by a mod on DT for asking Janie if she really heard the children that morning. I understand that she could be sick and tired of answering the same questions over and over again, but I think they have a good beat on the temperature of social media when it comes to this case. And if they're going to enter into a live chat room or a Facebook group and announce their presence, they have to expect these questions, right? And Starchild, I know that you're very respectful. You wouldn't have been venomous or rude or ignorant about the way you posed the question. So I hope they can understand that it is what it is at this point. You're gonna come in, you're gonna announce your presence, people are gonna be asking you questions. And I'm asking everybody that does that to ask them in a way that's not disrespectful or immature, just immature. He's adorable. I have a giant one as well. Have great pyrenees. Yeah. Is there life insurance on the kids? I don't think so. I haven't heard anything like that. I think that kind of thing would have come out. Life insurance costs money, and I don't think that these people had disposable income. So that's just my best guess, but I don't know. I love him too. The courthouse is on. What do you mean? 007. But any possible criminal case re Janie and Elle? Who am I not thinking of? Is separate from custody case. Oh, Jack and Lilly. Oh my God. The RCMP also said that in the beginning. Yeah, sorry guys, the courthouse where Dee goes for visitation is on Malaya's reservation. Seems... whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I thought that at some point, who wasn't allowed to go on the reservation? I could be wrong, but I thought Daniel wasn't allowed to go. And the fact that she's calling and saying, oh, Daniel's too close to me, whatever, does she have some kind of protection order or something? Like, what's up with that? If he's trying to give her mail or whatever, do you know what I'm talking about? Have you heard this too? It's not newsworthy. It's not worth talking about. It's just, I have questions. Silly to keep asking, in your opinion? Somewhat. I mean, you can find the answers literally out of her own mouth online. You can. Like on my channel, you can go through and listen to that and hear her answers to pretty much everything. So I get it would be frustrating, but like I said, if you're going to venture into one of these rooms, one of these chats, it's just the way it is. You're going to be bombarded with questions. However, May 1st is the timeline for me, proof of life being the reason. Yep. Absolutely. I like the non-accusatory vibe here, just looking for the truth. That's right. And it's difficult. It's difficult because most of us have been here following since very early on, and we've seen the things that have happened in real time and how they've happened, and it does look suspicious. And when things happen over and over and over and over again, it just pollutes your mind with bias. It does. And it's hard to look past it. I must be in the wrong place because I accuse, and as long as you do it respectfully, I don't care. I think the RCMP is doing the same thing with Daniel, i.e. letting him fantasize he works with the RCMP. I saw some things today in the screenshots and stuff that I was going back through and downloading again that I might have missed or that I've forgotten about or that I dismissed at the time for probably because there was so much other shit. But it says that Daniel admits that the RCMP aren't going to share all the evidence with him. So, and the name of my live chat today is The Devil's Advocate. And for most people who are following this case, I think that Daniel and Janie and Malaya are the bad guys in this case. Take away, neglect, or you know what I mean? Like just in the disappearance of Jack and Lilly and the behavior since May 2nd, they are considered the bad guys in this scenario. So I'm the clown on the bench on the chaise couch, and I'm going to play devil's advocate with whatever you guys want to throw at me when we're starting to go over this stuff. I'm gonna try to reason it out with you and hopefully attract some kind of trust that at least this community is not going to come on the attack if these things are cleared up. Does that make sense? Is anybody interested in that? Or would you rather just attack? Try to live in a vacuum. Like I'll say shit, I'll say terrible shit, and then everybody can just agree with me and we'll commiserate all day. That just seems like a big waste of time. I don't want to do that anymore. We've been doing that on YouTube for I don't know how long. I made a comment during his live interviews with Daniel. I said I heard he was a mall cop. Then I got timed out the first time. Then a lecture about his credentials. Oh, I see. That's one way to get information. Are you a journalist by any chance? Which, by the way, fun fact and exciting news, my press pass, my actual physical press pass should be here any day. Except there is the Canada Post strike. God damn it. But anyways, it's in the mail. I got notification the other day. It's in the mail. It's not that I know if it's going to do me any good. Because I have no idea what to do with it. I literally had it for the Delphi and that press conference. But Charmaine once spoke wise words. We listen and we do not judge. I don't know if I want to break it to you or not, but I didn't come up with that. I was watching TikTok and then there's this whole feed. We listen and we don't judge. And then somebody tells some outlandish story where you have no choice but to judge. And then the audio is just we listen and we don't judge. I found it hilarious. But that's kind of what I'm trying to do here, right? We're listening and we're going to be seeing the most outlandish shit that really can't be explained. But we're going to listen and we're going to not judge. Does it matter about DT? Absolutely not. Can we move on? Like, I didn't even want to mention this channel over here because of the drama it brings and the emotion that it brings up in people because of how he runs things over there. That's not how things are here. He has his room, I have mine. Joe Neal, hey, lady. Breaking Beats, hi. Did they say anything about the bus camera and bit up blanket? No, but I mean, I've got something that I want to play, and I hope that if Daniel is watching, he will be able to clear it up pretty quickly. Hey, Lisa, I don't watch DT because I am of the same viewpoints as you. I don't like his views, and I feel his way is wrong. He is causing harm in some aspects to case. Look, this is the last thing I'm going to say. I don't care what DT believes happened. If he wants to continue searching the woods or dig into the neighbor, have a party, fill your boots. But you know you've got so many new people coming into the case. You need to make sure they have all of the information, all of the factual information to go on. And not that it matters. Like I said yesterday, does this mean that we're involved in an investigation? No, we're just here to talk about it. Try to figure out, maybe try to get some answers. We're not investigating shit. And if anybody if any creator out there feels like they're actually investigating this case, I don't know, no judgment. I don't think Daniel realizes he will always be a pariah due to suspicion. Definitely trying to just be a normal guy, and I think those days are over. Now, let me ask you, are those days over because of all the ambiguity and the inconsistencies? Do you think that if we went through them one by one and he was able to explain them and connect the dots in other ways, that that would change public perception? Or do you think it's too late until Jack and Lily are found and we know what happened? And that's the day that he's going to be cleared or condemned. What do we think? Do you think clearing up inconsistencies is a waste of time at this point? Or do you think it could help? I was thinking if cadaver dogs had found anything, there would be a local word of activity in the area, right? I would think so. I mean, I wouldn't hold your breath for any groundbreaking announcements next week. It'll be interesting nonetheless. So the dogs, no, I have heard they have packed up and headed west. I wasn't found out, just attacked by a rude mod. Who's sharping? Hi, I missed your. Somebody is saying hi, sharping. Are you talking about Charmaine? It's all good. Don't even apologize. Hi, Robin. The dogs have returned, according to Daniel. Where did he say that? It's funny because I didn't get that memo. From me? Christine, what'd I do? Just kidding. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. And I mean, not just according to Daniel, they have actually returned here. What type of dog? My dog, I told you, it is a Great Pyrenees Lab Cross, and I'm not telling you how big his poops are. Eventually, you get used to Joe and just kind of ignore him. And then he says shit that you can't ignore, and then he gets blocked. So it's kind of a thing. It's our thing. So if I were HF, Haley, I would send a cease and desist to Daniel and maybe Durwood about those accusations that she planted the blanket and had something to do with hiding the kids. I mean, Proudfoot did it. Could, but in my opinion, why not just take a polygraph? Who cares? I don't think she planted shit. I don't think she dug into a garbage bag and knew exactly where to reach to get that small piece of blanket. I don't think that happened. I don't. Just take the polygraph. Who cares? Though I understand about opinions, maybe C and D would make DM think before putting his foot in his mouth. Like, I wish he had better friends. I do. I saw the called off search for Darius. Yes, actually, I had a plan for a fucking hour in and I haven't done shit. Just a minute. What am I doing? Okay. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna get rid of these messages because it's none ya. And we're gonna do this. Let me go to the bottom of the chat. Sorry if I missed you. Hi, Belinda. Who else? Everybody. Sorry. I don't know who Grandma B is. Oh, Belinda. God. I should be blonde. No offense to the blondes. I was blonde for a very long time. Window. This one. See if I can actually. This is my Facebook. Oh, look, aren't they so cute? Anyways. This here. How do we get to the post? See more. So we've got little Darius. Look at Darius again. Darius again. So this is the general blast point scene. It's kind of where they were hiking. And it doesn't look like a long ways, but it is kind of it's a hike to get to these waterways. It is. But it's very rocky. It's not like the mountains, but it's very rocky. It is mountainous, but it's not like Vancouver mountains. It's got like my mountains where I'm at. We've got a lot of forest and treed areas, which is the same there, but it's very much. It's not dirt. It's not mud. It's not grass. It's rocks and trees and just terrible, terrible terrain. Hey, Madison Catter and Scotia Lee and Bobby Doe. Yeah. Sweet, sweet boy. And thank you to everyone that understood the need to keep information private while working with investigators and search and rescue during the closed search. Now that the area is open to the public, we also understand and appreciate that we are relying on the public to help us bring Darius home. The family has not given up hope on finding Darius and has given me permission to share the general last location and photos from the weekend Darius went missing. Some portions of the photos are blurred to protect the identity of the other children that were present that weekend. When Darius went missing, he was wearing a blue and gray sweater pictured in that one picture. He was also wearing the Christmas shirt, sweatpants, and Paw Patrol shoes as pictured. His hair was cut short as pictured at the time he disappeared. If you are heading out to search, please stay safe and plan for the terrain. The family appreciates the assistance but does not want anyone getting injured or lost in the process. If you find clues or evidence while searching, please do not touch it, but report it to the proper authorities. If you cannot help by searching, please keep sharing Darius McDougall's picture throughout Canada. We will not stop until we get answers. Lastly, we understand this still does not answer all questions the general public has regarding Darius, but please remember to lead with kindness and compassion at this time. Thank you to anyone that's already and has and continues to do so. And then please call Crow's Nest RCMP 403-562-2866 with any tips or possible sightings. Oh, look, little Connor. But this is another one, right? And do we think we're going to get the same sideways coverage of Darius McDougall's disappearance now that the public is kind of being more welcomed in? I don't recall the RCMP in Nova Scotia saying anything like this, where they're being told to, be careful if you're going to go out and search. But yeah, I wonder. I wonder if this one is going to catch fire the way Jack and Lily's case did. Bree Joe is my daughter. She is my co-host on my audio podcast. She doesn't do YouTube. So yeah. Teddy bear, there was a fire ban in Nova Scotia. People weren't allowed into the woods. Notice how the community regarding Darius will be doing searches unlike Pictou community. And I don't think that the fire ban was right away in Pictou. I believe the odd person was out there searching. But I don't know what to say or what to think, but I don't think that there was much hope the kids were in the woods after that 6th day. I think a lot of the public had moved on from that scenario because it did seem like the RCMP had and the family had. So I don't know. Some of Pictou is busy putting up no trespassing signs. Residents that live around the area that don't want people searching their land, well, hopefully if that's the case, hopefully they are searching their own lands thoroughly. No, P, I am in Salmon Arm. So, what is this? What is this? I don't want to watch me. Why is it doing that? Okay. Anyway, I don't think we need this even open, to be honest with you. I have no idea what you're going to see, so everybody close your eyes. Maybe I can just stop sharing for now. And I do not want to be big, so. All right. You burnt your cabbage rolls? I bet it smells lovely in your house. Sorry guys, I'm looking for today. Here we go. Just little things that I want to, some of them don't even need to be discussed, just little things that that I saw maybe. Let's have a look-see, shall we? And share screen. I'm just going to share the screens that I can do this. And it's not going to be organized because, like I said, I just went through and I was looking for whatever I had in the cloud. It was nicely organized in my other computer, but so in the general chat, Janie said, I'm going to settle this for everyone. The cops were never here. Daniel has never hit Malaya. And for those who's going to say, how do you know? I live 200 feet away from them. I thought that that was interesting because she has said before that she can hear everything that goes on that property. But she's also said that what goes on over there is none of my business. And that really stung me. Like, that really stuck to me, but we're not here for that today. But I don't know. And then here, Janie says that it's a white Nissan Rogue. And Janie also drives a white Nissan Rogue. So wouldn't she know? I don't know. I just have questions. So she would know the difference between a Rogue and a Pathfinder, but Malaya drives a Pathfinder. It's not a Rogue. So, like, how close were they? Like, how much attention did she pay? Just a question. All right, here's one that I should open because we can talk about it. And remember, I am the thumbnail. I'm the thumbnail clown. I am the devil's advocate. So, how do you zoom? Can you zoom? You guys see that? Is it getting any bigger? What the hell? There it is. I get it. All right. Yes, this is just a Facebook user. Yes, meth was found in the house by the dogs. When brought down to search the area again, I saw them go in with my own eyes and come out and witnessed the altercation between the families once the drugs came to life, I think. It was like the kids didn't matter anymore. His family went completely wild on Malaya's side of the family, her half-sister, I believe. I live in the neighborhood. And the Facebook user who lives nearby said that house was always sketchy, but every day I saw Malaya take those sweet kids out to the bus and put them on and pick them up at the end of the driveway every day. So who is this person and why are they claiming that, yeah, there was meth found in the house by the dogs? Is that true? Is that true? Daniel said it's not. Still getting the hang of this. So this is also interesting, right? So this is Janie in that CTV interview. They let them take a picture of her call log with Ron. So at 8:48 a.m., that's the call. 2 minutes 59 seconds. Sometime after that, she heard Jack and Lily playing on the swings, dozed off. Her dog didn't bark. Dog didn't wake her up. I believe Daniel woke her up when he started yelling for the kids. Right? Am I wrong? More calls with. So by 10:19, this is about 8 minutes before the RCMP arrived on site. So after 911 was called. That actually might be very interesting. 10:19, 1 minute and 2 seconds. Could you imagine maybe a little bit of a panic call to her brother to tell him the kids are missing? But 10:19, that's still almost 18 minutes after 911 was called. So never mind. Rabbit hole, my head went down. Don't need to stay there. We'll move on. How could anyone see her go to the bus every day when no house close enough for the visibility? Right? I don't know. And who's watching them? If it is a neighbor, isn't he a creepy thief? Like a man? I don't know. Watching a young mom put her kids on the school bus every day? Sounds a little creepy. Hi, Ashlyn. She got up, had tags and tea, scrolled, then decided to go back to bed is what I heard. Yeah, exactly. If her call log was 8:48 and the kid's missing after that, why does the RCMP dispatch say audio say 8 a.m.? I think I do have something from Shanidra or Shania Speaks or something like that. I believe she's family law in chat, but that said kids were last heard or seen in their rooms at around 8 a.m. I believe is what that dispatch audio says, but there is something that we'll be able to hear. So it's gonna, oh good. Kids were not seen at the mill, or at the mall, sorry. Her brother, Ron, called at 8:48 a.m. with a call lasting just under 3 minutes. Malaya did not use my phone that morning. The RCMP were called before 10 a.m. and it took 12 minutes to arrive on scene. Please do more in-depth research before posting. Same could be said for you, Daniel. I'm just saying because you're wrong there. RCMP 911 was called just after 10:01, and it took the RCMP 26 minutes to arrive on scene, although everything probably was happening so fast. Playing devil's advocate the other way, I can go to my phone app at any time and delete any outgoing or incoming call. Exactly, CB. But why would you? Unless you were hiding something. Charmaine, you don't have to tell us what, but I'm wondering if you know more than we do about the investigation regarding the dogs. No, not more than you do, just kind of a heads up that they were leaving and when they were leaving. Like I know there was talk that once they finished searching the 2 acres of Daniel and Janie's, that the dogs were leaving, and I knew that the dogs were not leaving. If that makes sense. That's just like that kind of, I don't have details. Yeah, I know what vape pens are. I'm sorry, Queen. Hi, thanks for being here. I'm not getting back into the vape pens. Bubbles, you don't have to be here. I'm going over everything again because I want to. I was on Sunny's channel forever, and I got sick and tired of regurgitating the same drama shit that goes on YouTube day in and day out. So I decided I wanted to start at the beginning and try to go through things almost in real time as they happened to get a fresh perspective and try to have a non-judgmental space. And if that's not something that appeals to you, please don't come here. It's all good. It's all good. Something stinks. Agreed. Hi, Gran. Did they find or not? Let's wait and find out together next week. I don't think so, but next week. If that neighbor was taking his or her child up to the bus, he or she might see Malaya at the bus if neighbor is waiting with his or her child. Absolutely. Possibly. Absolutely. You're welcome. They didn't request a warrants for Janie's phone, did they? I don't know. I don't know if they did. Starting fresh and see if we can see anything we missed. Yeah, that's a better way to. Hi, Steffa. Turning into another Chris Proudfoot story with the search is not wanted as long as they got permission. What is the issue? I'm not 100% sure I understand what you're getting at here, but if it's what I think it is, even if they have permission to go search something, at some point, if they find anything, they have to stop what they're doing and get a warrant, right? So a lot of the time, just to save that step down the road, they will get the warrant to have it in hand. If I don't even know if that's what you're talking about, but that would be why. Because say they found something and then all of a sudden Janie's like, that's it, get off my property. I had no idea that was there. I don't want you here. Anything, like if Janie revoked her permission at any point and they had found something and the judge found that it was obtained illegally, it's fruit of the poisonous tree doctrine in Canada. Everything up to and including that piece of evidence would be likely disallowed in court. So it's always best practice to have your warrant in hand, right? Does that make sense? Daniel, no proof. Kids were home in the morning, but your word. I would love a proof of that. Not saying you did anything, but facts make me comfortable. Absolutely, but what? Bubbles, I'm not getting defensive. I was answering just, what YouTube is like. If you don't want to watch, I mean, nobody's handcuffing anybody to be here. So I'm doing it because I need to do it. So I'm sick to death of how toxic YouTube is. And I don't want to give up on the case. That's why. Hi, Robin. It's in the vape choline. It was plasma level. You guys. Everybody's saying hi, 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 hi. You need the warrant in case there's evidence. Right. In the DT interview, Daniel said he returned Jack and Lily's tablets to Malaya, assuming they were on their Wi-Fi. The RCMP would know if they were active on the morning of disappearance. Most kids are. Yep. They both had a tablet. I heard police said ashes in the stove. Was that BS? We'll find out, but I would suspect it's not BS, it's a wood stove. Always in those things, I would be logged on to their Wi-Fi most likely. Yeah, for sure. Saying they are missing people gives them a faster road search. Correct. It's a missing persons investigation. But like I always say, guys, the only way that there isn't a criminal element to this is if the kids indeed wandered into the woods and succumbed to the elements. Anything else, there's a criminal element. And there's a couple of screenshots in here where Daniel is explaining why no abduction, why they ruled out abduction. And he has the wrong understanding of abduction, right? So, and I think that this is something that he needs to ask the RCMP specifically about, because if he believes that somebody not related but known to the children came and took them out, that is still an abduction. Okay, it's called a non-family abduction. Somebody that came in that didn't know the kids, wasn't known to the family, is a stranger abduction. If, for example, if Daniel went if Daniel went to Halifax to see his other kids and took his other kids without permission, that is a non-custodial abduction. He doesn't have custody. Even if approved by the mother, well, I mean, if it's approved by the mother, then there wouldn't be a complaint, right? Gren, does that make sense? Because usually it's because, like, look at Travis Decker. That's exactly what happened. It was a non-custodial abduction of his 3 daughters. At some point, he was supposed to bring those girls back home and didn't. So at that point, it became a non-custodial abduction. And Daniel needs to talk to the RCMP about that, because they're saying no abduction. But I know, trust me, Daniel, I know for a fact that no abduction doesn't count. It includes what you are thinking happened. I think I'm saying that right. If you believe that someone known to the kids came and took them, it's still abduction. And if the RCMP are saying no abduction, you need to clear that up with the RCMP, right? Maybe they're just not trying to be offensive, but maybe they're just dumbing it down for you. But you need to clarify that they mean no abduction or abduction possible, but by a non-family. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you do. Just some friendly advice, because if they're saying no abduction, that includes anybody taking your children off of your property without permission. Anybody. And that's a fact. Trust me. Ask the police. Do your thing. Get answers. And that's why I'm saying open your mind, man. Open your mind. Thank you. I am too. Sunny is my friend, and I love her to death, but I get worked up over there. I've been asking a question all over the place, and I don't believe anyone has answered yet. It is about the blanket location. Can I ask the room? Please do. In fact, give me 4, 3, 2, whatever it's going to take. I have to go to the bathroom and get a drink. I got this terrible in my throat still. So ask your question, answer the question. CB wants to ask about the location of the blanket. I hope you didn't mean for me to put up a map or something, which I think there is one in here, but it'll take me a minute. I'll find it first, and then you guys can chat amongst yourselves. That's not it. That's the search map. Search area. There we go. I'll actually open this one up and put it big on the screen for you guys to talk about. Americans must love that. Damn it, you guys, I'm seeing your stuff, and I'm gonna have to go back and snow coats, but a tablet makes sense, right? I have ashes in my wood fireplace and haven't had a fire for like 5 years. Exactly. That's right, Charmaine. Many people. Okay, here you go. What? Stop screen. Share screen. This screen. Right there. Share it. Add stitch. Okay? I'll make it bigger. Thank you, Donna. But if hand it over like they were going on holiday, there should be no charges. So why the search? Why are we keeping it going for so long? This is my problem with all of these other theories. It doesn't make sense. Just me, hi. You caught me. I'm stepping away. to get a drink and go to the bathroom and stuff. Thank you, no map required. Too late, Stevie. It's there. And you're going to look at it and you're going to like it. Did you guys already talk about whatever your question was? You might have. It's about as big as I can do without it going all wonky. Yeah, discuss amongst yourself. Sorry, I will be back. Okay. Well, Carla, hi. I wasn't here. I had to get a drink, go to the bathroom, but I'm back. So, we all finished talking about this. I see you guys have kind of moved on to other topics. That's great. Truth and beauty. Long time no see. So I got this. I found this thing. This thing that I want to share with you. It's a video from, I'm so sorry, Shanatra Speaks. We'll see if I can So you have to listen. The audio is a little bit broken up, but it is about the blanket. It's the dispatch audio about the blanket, right? Was the dog moving the mouse? I don't know. I don't know. Creepy. So yeah, that's what this is here. So let's listen intently and we will see what they're saying about the blanket being found. And this here says many search team members are down and in need of relief. Malaya reported finding a piece of blanket due to poor service. The audio is cutting in and out. Okay. Play. For Pete's sake. I swear to God, it wouldn't pause a minute ago.
Okay, helicopter there. See the after 50 there, the front and the SUV? Okay, pretty much directly in front of you, sir, the blanket. Yeah, fourth one over coming up the big one on the aircraft, the theater.
So anyway. I wonder if YouTube is going to take issue with my logo. Podcasts on Apple and stuff, they're not censored. I might have to rethink that, but whatever. Depends. I don't even know if I'm going to keep doing YouTube because I believe Jack and Lily are going to be found. And when that is done, I don't know what I'm going to do, if I'm going to do anything with this. I don't want to share those because I didn't get permission. Did Haley speak out somewhere against Malaya's actions since her babies went missing? I keep hearing this from people, but I can't find it anywhere. I've never seen anything online, but I've also heard rumors. If you want to not out your source, but maybe talk about if you had heard it like in a Facebook group or on a YouTube live or something. I have heard that she's distanced herself from the entire situation. What's the motive for Malaya putting the kids in a car? She could have put them in her own car with Meadow and driven away when the opportunity presented, like on the 1 day a week that Daniel was gone to work. I mean, you're right. Border Services would likely have info and have the letter if that happened. So here's the thing, the vulnerable persons alert went out, so then all of the thing about these alerts and Amber Alerts and stuff like that, the Border Patrol is notified. So if children with those names were taken across the border, it might not have been a red flag to them right then and there, but at some point the RCMP would have been notified that those children's names at least crossed the border, if that makes sense. Maybe keep in touch with Belinda if alive. We can see pics of what happened in the 5M. I wish I knew what that meant. Oh, did that come from? No, that is probably because I used one of Haley's quotes earlier in a Facebook group. Is that? You can DM me? Sure you can. Feel free. I think I still have my Facebook open. So if your phone ex-Malaya's was at the end of the driveway, it would have paired with her vehicle on the way by. The vehicle that came up would have had to be a 60s, early 70s, not have GPS. Maybe, but doesn't your car have to be on for it to connect to? I know mine does. Mine's a Nissan. They're not in the US. Red herring, guys. I wonder if Daniel and Malia had an Alexa or Google Home, they would have voice logs possibly. Between that possibility and them having devices connecting to Wi-Fi, the RCMP may very well know if they, cliffhanger, were present that morning. Yeah. I know I'm not the only one that can have a conversation about something, and a certain amount of time later, if you go on Amazon or even Facebook, your algorithm is showing what you were talked about or what you were talking about. Like, I know I'm not crazy. That happens. Daniel and crew are only going with the abduction story since the body is not found. That's possible, but here's my problem with that. Fucking voice. My throat hurts today. So if I had done something to children on my property in this day and age, I would think, and I was trying to cover it up, I would think the smart thing to do would be to not say they wandered into the woods. I would want the police to go and look for the person who came and took my kids. I think that would be smarter than to have them search in the immediate area for 5 to 7 days and then continue with that same story and then slowly move away from that. But now we're blaming family or friends of family or people known to the family. It just doesn't, it's not common sense to me. Devil's advocate is fun because it makes you sound kind of stupid. To me, it feels like they want to place the children as far away as possible to take the heat off themselves. Yeah, so why not? I think it would be easier to throw the police off on, like, with a stranger abduction story. If I think, wouldn't it? Not just Haley, but other family members because of how Malia has been acting about the kids. I will admit that it is off-putting. Who would they know that who would print fake birth certificates and IDs unless you're a human trafficker? Doesn't automatically pair. It could be. I feel terrible about losing my cool. That's what I do over there. That's why I'm here. Just a sec. My dog opened the door. It's freezing. I need to close the door. And yes, he uses his nose to open the door. He doesn't close it behind him, though. We need these babies found. We do. Doesn't jive. No, it doesn't. The blanket location was heard on dispatch given in UTM code. It converts to Lansdowne Road. Thank you for that. Hi, Mike. In my opinion, Search from Borders been stating that if anything, just check. What? Plus, why even call the RCMP? Well, because your kids are missing. And then if you don't, then you're looking at Casey Anthony, you're looking at Megan Boswell, you're looking at, you know what I mean? Like, it's best just to call the RCMP. But if you're trying to throw them off, why would you try to throw them off around your house or throw them off with family? If you're going to throw them off, throw them off. You can go into your phone system and shut off what you phone track of your searches to save on data. Yeah, absolutely. You can. Yes, when CBC reporter mentioned searching 8.5 kilometers on TV, Daniel looked very uncomfortable. We need to hear from Haley more, maybe Hayden or Cheryl. Cheryl, I don't know about that, to be honest with you. Haley, yes. Hayden, have we ever? Maybe we have and I just missed it. But Haley, I think, would be a good person to talk to. Hey, Wolf. There's another one. Maybe Haley's watching and she's seeing this. People want to hear from you, Haley. The lack of scent, deceased or alive, is really stumping me. How can that be possible? We were told they were outside on the swings, yet nothing. I don't know how I can play devil's advocate for that, because how is that possible? How is that possible? If they were outside playing, why didn't they catch the scent? And don't tell me about rain and don't tell me about all that shit. It doesn't work like that. See, I feel anything we would hear from Haley now would be scripted. The only truth was at the very beginning. That's a fair point, for sure. I don't know. But if people are being honest, and that's the problem, right? We don't even know. If you've got nothing to hide, why would anybody lie in a case that involves two missing little kids, little tiny kids? So if we believe Haley is telling the truth, her story would be the same. Because by the time Haley actually came out and talked to Hidden in the Fog, a lot of time had passed. So any kind of dust or, you know, confused memory or whatever from panic or stress or whatever, that dust would have settled. So I think what we heard on Hidden on the Fog, if we believe what Haley said, is the story that we'd still hear from her. But I think we've got enough questions now about the information that she gave that we have enough that could, you know, fill up a whole new interview with new information just based on what we've already heard, right? And to get some clarity on some things that didn't make sense. I still think it would be valuable to talk to Haley. I got a question. In the screenshot last night next to the lighter on the water heater, I can't tell, but it's faded. Is there also a set of keys there? I do believe so. And I did say that I was going to go pull that up, didn't I? No evidence is evidence. Fair. Man, you guys are making it hard for me to be devil's advocate. Mike, it was also stated verbally that it was found on Lansdowne Station Road. Not only dispatch audio, but in the RCMP documents and by person on site. Sure was. There would be a report for human trafficking under the Mackenzie name unless they have not been arrested, and in that case, I'm sure you are not withholding info of human smuggler, right, Gren? What's happening? What's going on? I would like to say that there are Martel clans, there are Mackenzie clans that seem to be in trouble with the law quite often in Nova Scotia that are of no relation to Earl and or Janie. So there's lots of Mackenzies, there's lots of Martels, and a few of them have had serious trouble with the law. And after thoroughly searching, we could find no connection to these families. So unrelated. But I don't know what you guys are referring to. I missed what Gren said. So I believe Daniel said that they kept their Wi-Fi open, so I'm sure the police checked. Absolutely. This day and age, that's almost step one. I would say step two. Step one is protecting the scene, securing the scene. So we know that they skipped that step. Hopefully they did not skip this step. Law enforcement will have digital forensics on the devices. Erasing a text email does not erase the forensic evidence of that text email. Several court cases have shown us that exactly, but it depends on how it is erased. There is a way that you can go in and completely erase. I don't know what it is, but just going by what the Celebrate experts who analyzed Brian Koberger's phones or devices in the Idaho 4 case told us, there is a way, and Brian Koberger was able to completely erase some information that they were not able to recover, but you have to know how to do it. And I don't know that these particular people would be that sophisticated. No offense. Daniel are working way too hard to prove their innocence. Why not ask for the return of Jack and Lily? Shockingly, Jeannie must have watched true crime. She begged for the kids. I don't know if I would call that begging, but she did. Daniel quite often asked anybody with information to call their local RCMP or the Nova Scotia RCMP. He did. But you guys are making me go against what I'm trying to do here today. But I do have a problem, and I won't ever not have a problem with, in this day and age, not using your social media voice to spread pictures of the children, to ask for public help, to start your own Facebook groups, to hold your own vigils, to try to raise awareness. I don't think I'll ever understand that. On both sides. Like Malaya, who knows what she's doing, if she's doing anything. Who knows? But I know it's not publicly, you know? And I just don't understand that. Malaya's brother was involved in an unlawful confinement case when he was a minor, and the girl was also a minor. This person is another brother of Malaya, Joe, I believe, but I don't know for sure. I believe you're right. All you smart people out there, there is a way to remove all traces of scent. I'm gonna AI it. Might get me on a watch list somewhere. Yeah, better you than me, but I don't think so. I don't think so. That was supposedly Hayden, not Joe. Joe's connected to that somewhere. I know he is. Seawood, yes, sorry, I had to take my big pup out. He sprained his hop. He is in rest, so leashed only. Aww. I, for one, would love to hear more from Haley. Not sure if this matters, but I have always believed her for some reason. Yes, Donna, but it was Hayden and Daniel that did that. That's what Durwood said about Mackenzie's family. What, that they're, I remember he said that they're a rough group of boys or something. But I know that there are, and even like human trafficking, there's Mackenzie, that name attached to that case in Nova Scotia, but there's no relation to Janie's Mackenzie's. And I've had two people with the last name Mackenzie in and out of different chat rooms that are not related to each other, nor are they related to Janie. So there's 3 Mackenzie clans right there that are not connected or related in the same province. I don't want to come across dirty, but Malaya tried to call on Cody, assuming that he took the kids to New Brunswick. Could it be possible she has been working with the RCMP by tipping them off in this case? I think it's entirely possible. And to me, I think that it makes perfect sense for her to be giving Cody's name to the RCMP on night 1 as a potential. You would be trying to think of anybody and everybody. So I don't think that there's any shady stuff going on with that or misdirection. I think she truly thought that maybe, although unlikely, maybe. Do we know if Daniel reached out to Belinda or her lawyer? Hi, everyone. Hi, Cheryl. I can say that it is in the works. That's what I'm comfortable telling you right now. Nova Scotia man arrested with human trafficking offense, CTV News. Yeah. Was his name Mackenzie by any chance? Because I did see a few. But like I said, no relation. Taking the kids is just too complicated. The first question is who, then what method of transport, where, when, and why. I just don't think they could have done such a small time frame. Great. Hit the like button for what? Literally not doing anything other than getting distracted by chat. Where is that about Heidi Corbett? What are you guys talking about? Are you saying that you think Heidi Corbett is related to Kent? Because she's not. And I know this 100%. 150% is not related to Kent. So I don't know if you were saying. Let me continue. Let me find more. Man, I wish I still had my organized folder. So since we are on the topic of Haley, let's talk about this. Oh, for Pete's sake. So we all remember that day where Daniel and Haley were kind of having a quick back and forth in a chat group. And poor Bree was in there just losing it, trying to keep control. It's terrible. Oh my gosh, Harley. Really? I just want to make sure that I'm not outing anybody that. Harley, get out of the bank. Out. All right, I think this is good enough. Oh, hey, Bree, thank you for being here. Do you mind if I think your name is on here, but you're literally just like, can we please change the subject? You're just, do you mind? I don't want to out anybody. You're not in this first one, so I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. Pull it up. Remember this, guys? I'm going to do it because I haven't heard back from you. So Daniel said, Cindy wears the pants in that relationship. Wade never worked, doesn't want to because he never paid child support. Cindy cheats on him, LOL. Cindy used to write love letters to a guy in prison that murdered and, well, having a boyfriend, some said, or some sad. Cindy forced Malaya on antidepressants meds at 15. Cindy never raised her kids. Patty did it. Malaya raised Hayden because she couldn't. Cindy has a CPS record. Do you want more? And Haley says, more BS. And Daniel says, I got lots. Did Bree say anything? Because I think it's the next one that she said. Trying to be respectful, Bree, but snooze your booze. And Kent's in there. And they're discussing like this is the reaction from the Wade video, right? Daniel says it's all bullshit. People are asking him to explain, and then Daniel said, "Cindy is a major player in this case. Wait and see." And then Bree down here said, "Warning: please steer clear of the topic. I've said it 2 times. This makes 3." I felt so bad for her. Daniel said Cindy wears the pants in that relationship. Yeah. So, but then, and then after this, we started seeing, like in real time, they started deleting the messages. They didn't want. All of this has already been out, Bree. Like, some people obviously haven't seen it clearly, but I mean it's been out. But then, like you can see at the bottom of this one, Haley deleted the message, and then Daniel, and then Haley, and the whole thing got deleted. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyways, that's not what I wanted to. But I am too very distracted today. So let's maybe start with this stuff. At this time in Dolly, Daniel was a mod. Was everybody in the Dolly? Yeah, it is in the past for sure. But has anybody seen the Dolly live chat? And this is where I'm hoping Daniel can pay attention, because this is where things for me went completely sideways. Because we had started hearing different stories, and I think this is like right after he did his sit-down interview where he talked about the polygraphs and stuff, and a lot of the stuff that he said in there was different than what he said to me. about the timeline and stuff. So I was like, okay, wait, what? Hard to find where he. Okay, I think it's right here. Okay, so here Daniel says, can you see my mouse? Yeah. Here Daniel says, I think I woke up when Malaya got back into bed. So this is when Daniel and Durwood were saying Malaya must have got up, marked the kids absent, and put the kids in the car at that time. So at this point, Daniel believes that she was just coming back to bed from doing all of that when he woke up. That's what he thinks. That's when he thinks he must have woke up. Then he said kids were marked absent from school at 6:17 and 6:18 a.m. I have emails from the school, which we've seen, and he told me the exact same thing. And then he was, and you know how Daniel does chat. He'll answer random questions here and there. Meadow is our baby. She was never in the kitchen. Yeah, Heather. Exactly. We'll talk. So let's get to this. This is the same Dolly Live. And then people were asking him, do you still love Malaya? You know, do you talk to Malaya? Doing the regular, what goes on every time he enters a chat room. And Daniel said, I called her today and she heard my voice. She hung up. Ouch. And then he said, I want Meadow, not Malaya. That's the first time that we heard Daniel say, I'm over it. I want Meadow. Moving on. Why do I have that one 3 times? Or am I going the wrong fucking way? Going the wrong fucking way. So, and then they were talking about Cindy, and Daniel was trying to say how controlling Cindy was, and said, I was interrogated on her first date, which that's not unusual by her mom. And then people were asking about Meadow, why can't you see Meadow, blah, blah, blah. And I think even Dolly said, why can't you see Meadow? What's going on there? And he said, I have a CPS appointment tomorrow. What are they going to say now about Malaya not being supervised? I think this is the same day we found out that CPS, in fact, did go and take Meadow from her. And then he said, Malaya knows everything. And then Charmaine said, Daniel, did Malaya ask you if she should call 911? Or was she already on the phone with 911 when you got back from the cabin? I'm confused at the different versions. That was just the first question I asked him here. I didn't get an answer. Super simple to clear up, but just left it open. Because that to me, like when I was having my conversation with Daniel, that to me was one of the things that was like, what? She had to ask you if she should call 911? You had to tell her to call the effing police? That was big for me. And then when he said on the interview, I came back from the woods, she was already on the phone with 911. I was like, wait, what? That's not what you told me. Simple to clarify, but just one of those things. Like I said, this is the point that things started going sideways for me. And then we hit rock bottom. And this here is the biggest deal to me. Where did this come from, Daniel? And what were you answering? Because I was following chat closely. I was reading everything. and there was no mention of shirts or sweaters before this. Her family took 2 of my sweaters when they left. Watch them be planted when investigators close in. What? What? Where did that come from? What do you mean? You think your sweaters are with the kids? What? Look, am I right? No, the sweaters were taken when they left because I was up at the command center and it's a kilometer away and I had to walk back from there. But still, what? Where did that even come from, Daniel? Like, why would you say that in a fucking live chat on Dolly? Oh, what? Sure, I would love to. Her family took 2 of my sweaters when they left. Watch them be planted when investigators close in. Do you want me to open it for you so you can see it better? Let me stop that. Bring this, open that, share this, share that, share it, share it, share it. Edit stage. Oy. Can it just cooperate and be big? What the hell? Can you guys see that? Right towards the bottom right here? Almost right here. Our family took 2 of my sweaters when they left. Watch them be planted when investigators close in. I have questions, Daniel. Planted where? And why did you think that? Like, where did this come from? You need to, I hope you understand why this looks like sketchy as shit. Why would you say that on a YouTube live chat on Dolly Vision? And we weren't even talking about sweaters. And then clarify saying, oh, no. They were able to take them. It's not like what you meant. It was just they were able to, the sweaters were taken when they left because I was at the command center and it's a kilometer away and had to walk back. Okay, so they had time, but why? And what do you mean planted? What do you mean? Oops. Why do I keep doing this? I keep closing it. So yeah, this is the second one where he's saying, oh, no, I was just at the command center and, you know, hi, Travis. And then Dolly made Daniel into a mod so he could keep better track of his comments. Daniel said people were asking him about CPS, and he said that Malia's family made shit up to CPS. And says, yes, her family found everything and got CPS involved and started a disturbance outside the house. So that would be the altercation, I believe. Her family thought it was a fun family reunion, no tears. That sounds like hearsay to me. Like, if they were all out searching, how did they know? How do they know? No, Malaya was hugging and kissing me up to 5 minutes before she talked privately with her mom. After that, Malaya came with mom. I have to go. I have to leave with my mom. Me and Meadow will visit her in prison. But now he knows Malaya didn't do anything. He knows his mom didn't do anything. He knows he didn't do anything. And he knew 100% that the HRD dogs wouldn't find anything on the property. Am I piecing this together in a way that can make it understandable to somebody just why you're just these things just explained clearly somehow, some way, somewhere could change public perception of the things you say? I would prefer to be able to believe you. I would. I prefer to believe you. Sounds like he was jilted that Malaya left. Well, yeah. She up and left. She up and left him holding the bag of her two missing children and never looked back. I'd be pissed off too. But I also know that when you're in a custody battle, quote unquote battle, if you talk negatively or disparage your ex or the other parent, that looks, it's a bad look in front of a judge when you're trying to get custody, right? So if we really think about the turning point with Daniel and Malaya, because I have messages from Malaya too, when they stopped kind of publicly blaming each other, when Malaya ever did, she never talked, but it was right around the time that Meadow was taken and they understood that they would have to go to court and do all of this. And all of a sudden, you know, stop blaming Malaya. I don't want to bash Malaya. Malaya didn't do anything. So who knows what he really believes? That's interesting because I thought this way for a long time too, and I decided that I wouldn't make a good defense attorney either. But I want Travis to read this because I'm on board. They are better people than I am. I couldn't be a defense attorney. I'd toss my client under the bus if I knew they were guilty. That's just it's a metaphor, but I understand the premise for sure. But I don't think Travis can even relate to this. Like defense attorneys, they don't even think this way. They don't even ask if their client is guilty. Daniel also said about Justin, my brother, don't drink or anything. He just spends time with his family and works, just like me. Never takes a day off, no vacation days, just like I do. If you take away everything that he's saying about himself, I'm interested in Justin. I don't think Justin has any involvement no matter what the theory is. I don't. And I know certain people do, and that's fine. But I don't. Never did. Of course, at the beginning I questioned it, but I'm comfortable with my knowledge from other family that he's not that type of person. My brother has nothing on his record. My brother is one of the nicest guys in the world. I don't think Justin is Steph, no. That's Daniel. And I don't think it's called seasonal. Something to do with tariffs and a hard time getting the logs in or something. Some reason why they don't work. That's like just terrible to me. Um, Just looking. I wish I could find this thing that I had oh, you know what? I think it might be on my phone. Oh no, here it is. Okay, this is good. This is good. And this is something that Daniel, sit up straight. Pay attention. You wrote this, but I put it into my Speechify. So we're actually going to listen to it. But Daniel wrote this. You guys, please listen very carefully. Hopefully I can. Wait. Shit. Just a minute.
The main reason I decided to push forward with this is because with the information I've received from investigators, the blanket information I've received.
It's because the sharing thing, like just because I have it on my screen doesn't mean it automatically replaces what I was just sharing. I'm learning though. But anyways, this was a screen recording of my Speechify, but this was just a text to Sunny. We've heard it before. We've read it before on Sunny's Live. But listen to this. This is important. This is important and relevant.
The main reason I decided to push forward with this is because with the information I've received from investigators, the blanket information I've received tells me I need to accelerate the word, not because...
Restarting it.
The main reason I decided to push forward with this is because with the information or the disappearance.
Can you hear
I've
it?
seen that blanket in the tree.
What?
Boot print on the pipeline.
You can't hear it?
I've only seen pictures of it at briefings. I have every detail surrounding it, such as the...
Oh my gosh. Now you can? You could hear it? Okay. Okay, I'm going to restart it because it's important, you guys. This wasn't that long ago. This wasn't that long ago when he talked to Sunny. Okay? Here we go.
The main reason I decided to push forward with this is because with the information I've received from investigators, the blanket information I've received tells me I need to accelerate the words, not because I have any involvement with the blanket, but because of information received. The case lacks clarity when it comes to long-form details. The small details it lacks, such as behind the senses Amber Alert details or details on the fashionable exit Malehia made, or miscommunication on there being 2 pink blankets. I drove Lansdowne Road the morning or the disappearance. I never seen that blanket in the tree. I was on full alert. I'd never even seen the exact location of the boot print on the pipeline. I've only seen pictures of it at briefings. I have every detail surrounding it, such as the exact boots they had on were purchased and examined for true accuracy assessment. I have all the knowledge on everything surrounding the case from others working on it. That's another reason I didn't display any longer form messages or interviews. I worked to gather a more complete take of the disappearance. I'm sorry to say this too, but it's been 3 long hard months. If I don't know, one will. People will always target me. But I've also given the most to the public on the disappearance. No one can take that away. No one remembers at the end of all my shorter interviews. I always said if you have any information, please come forward to the RCMP or local police detachment. I've done that many times. I know local news isn't targeted towards younger audiences, but Sunny, I truly tried to make a difference. I put so much out there and stress levels so high that yes, there is inconsistencies, there is bound to be. I'm not a robot. I'm human.
inhuman. Speechify is not perfect by any stretch. But, do y'all hear that? The misinformation about there being 2 pink blankets? I'm sorry, Marie, I get a kick out of people reading to me in accents. Even my Siri has an Aussie accent, but did you guys catch that about the 2 pink blankets? The misinformation about the 2 pink blankets? Isn't that all the rage right now? There's a second pink blanket? Daniel, talk to me. Talk to somebody. Clear this up. What do you mean, misinformation about there being 2 pink blankets? Is it misinformation or was it factual? Which is it? Yeah, but he's saying now that there was 2 pink blankets. In this, he's saying there's misinformation about there being 2 pink blankets. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Am I misreading that? Is he talking about the one in the window of the trailer? Here he says, and let me just get it off of my screen so we can see it. The blanket information I've received tells me I need to accelerate the word, not because I have any involvement with the blanket, but because of the information received. The case lacks clarity when it comes to long-form details. The small details it lacks, such as behind-the-scenes Amber Alert details or details on the fashionable exit Malaya made, or miscommunication on there being 2 pink blankets. Am I understanding that wrong? The miscommunication on there being 2 pink blankets. Well, was it a miscommunication on 2 pink blankets, or according to you guys now, there was 2 pink blankets? Which is it? Just it should be easy to clarify it, but you can see how people get confused. If they take the time to go and look at the things that have been said, because it contradicts other things. And this is from the past, and he's talking about things that happened even before that. He wants to clear it up, but by doing that, and now he's come out and said something different. This has been the pattern of the entire case. And for people to say these are just details that don't matter and people get confused, okay, fine, maybe. But he was clarifying in long format. You guys, if you didn't see Sunny's live, like, this is just one of many long text messages that he sent to her. Maybe 4 weeks ago. So it changed. It was one story, and then it changed, and it was miscommunication on there being 2 pink blankets, and now somehow there were 2 pink blankets. And somewhere in there, the first time he said that the blanket didn't belong to Lilly. And I have that as well. Just make sure this isn't on my share screen. Okay, just a sec, I gotta reply to this. Um, Wolf, I'll look at that later. I'm trying to find is this it? I think so. This isn't the one, but I did have the article where it said, like, there is voice, there is a news clip where Daniel said that the pink blanket wasn't Lily's. Oh, there it is. Found it. Found it. Knew it. See, I don't lie. Sometimes I'm crazy and confused, but I don't lie. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm not even looking at chat. I should be able just to share this instead. There should be a button that says share this one now, but there's not. I have to stop sharing and then I have to reshare. There's my receipt. Today they provided me with a blanket and a couple of shirts and a water bottle. None of them were Lily's and Jack's. That those weren't theirs. He said it. I'm not trying to confuse you, finding solace. I'm not. Or is he trying to confuse us? I don't know that it's intentional. Devil's advocate. I don't think he means to be doing this. So I'm giving him an opportunity. Cheryl S., it might be, but there's so much redacted stuff. And I said that the things that are redacted in those documents could very well be still relevant to their active investigation that they don't want out in the public. Anything that we saw has always, they're tips and information that have already served their purpose in their investigation. Anything that was redacted was either personal private information or things that they didn't want the public to know yet. Really? He mentioned something about 3 blankets now? The bright pink blanket that's in the tree is actually search ribbons. So, you know, if that's what it is, if it's in the one on the tree. Away at a conference, but just wanted to say hi. Hey, Roots, have fun. Drink lots at night. DT Henrik's vid disturbing on Daniel's B phone got alert on his NX video. Not watching. I don't know what that means. Charmaine, you can use AI on the records RCMP. It would flag quickly on the word blanket. Not in the redacted parts. Hello, Kent. The documents were only current until July 16th. These blankets were found May 4. Well, where's that? Later, police dispatched a sniffer dog to the area where the blanket was found, but the animal was unable to pick up the scent of Lily or Jack, the documents say. On May 4th, another piece of blanket was seized by police after it was found inside a trash bag at the end of the driveway of the children's home. I'm not talking about anything that happened after July 16th. We've moved on, but I know. And he didn't say shirts this time on Dolly's. He said sweaters, specifically sweaters. One piece of blanket, which was the piece from the LOL blanket in garbage, and then there was the blanket laying flat out. But which part of that is the miscommunication about there being two pink blankets? Where's the miscommunication? It's obviously a miscommunication, but clear it up, because now it's more ambiguous than it was 2 days ago to me, because I just re-watched that, re-listened to it. One blanket was a pink LOL blanket. One blanket was a pink LOL doll blanket. I think that was in the tree. The other one was a hot pink blanket. It's not you, it's the stories he's telling. And for all I know, he's sitting on his bench there, or whatever that is that he was sitting on in his interview with DT, yelling at his phone because it makes perfect sense to him. So why can't you just clear it up for me, so that I can help clear it up for everybody else? You know, maybe I think the miscommunication is that Daniel said it wasn't Lily's in response to the blanket that was found lying on the ground somewhere. When did Daniel, the first I heard about the blanket that was found lying on the ground somewhere was when DT said that. That was actually the day that I got muted, blocked, timed out, whatever. Because I do have the receipt for it. Durwood told us that Daniel admitted he lied about the blanket not being Lily's to protect Malaya. He said those words. I don't know what to tell you, Travis. Same. So there's a blanket in the tree and lying on the ground and in the garbage bag. And apparently 2 different blankets. Okay. But in that message we listened to the Speechify, he said there was a miscommunication about there being 2 pink blankets. Dolly, not really. He's moved on. He will cover when new things come out, but he's moved on, which is normal. It's American Channel. Daniel confirmed the other night that there were 2 halves of the pink blanket and one laying on the ground. Okay, So where is what he said to Sunny? There was miscommunication about there being two pink blankets. Okay, Travis. Okay, just give me a little bit. What else and for what reason would Daniel have in destroying it? Kent, if not a cell phone? He was rebuilding vape pens or whatever he does with the electronics. The garbage bag blanket and one in the tree was the same blanket, only ripped in two, and then the blanket laying flat was not their blanket. Okay, I get it. I get it. There's so many questions I have about the blanket in the trash bag and the blanket in the tree, because they're the same blanket, just different pieces. I understand that. And I have questions that I'm not going to get to today with that. But we just saw he told Sunny that there's a miscommunication about there being two blankets. Sounds to me like there is two blankets. One was Lily's and the other one was not. But he made it sound to Sunny as though there was no two blankets. That's a miscommunication. But he has also said a lot of conflicting statements. Right. And I mean, that's what I'm doing here. One in tree garbage, one in window, now apparently a pic of a third laying on the ground. What? So a third blanket. And I'm not talking third blanket belonging to the family. I'm talking about third blanket brought up in the case and why. Here we go. I think he meant that the miscommunication was that the blanket he said was not Lily's, and people thought the tree one was the one he said wasn't. Okay. DM may have confirmed it the other night, but it's that he shared mistruths early on in the case and caused a great deal of confusion. Right. HRD dogs is the main thing I'm familiar with because of the body farm we have nearby where they certify them. This only makes sense to me. All right, Travis wants documents. Horse Travis wants documents. Anybody know which document? I've got like 12 of them. I probably hit on these another day just because there's a lot of documents. So I have to, whew. Not in that one. Just gonna copy this real quickly. And that one. Do. That one. On that one. Must be in the very last one. Oh my gosh. Are we sure the blankets are in here? And that's fine, Randy. Maybe. I'm not saying the blanket is a red herring. I'm just saying, why is it so confusing and ambiguous? Why is it so hard to clear it up for the public so there isn't all this wild speculation and rabbit hole running? Am I wrong, Kent? Were the blankets in here? No, we don't. Maybe the media does, but I don't remember seeing. This is about bank records and shit. Access orders. The only thing that it might have been was the this here, this one. It has to be in this because the rest of them are like records requests for bank information, cell phone stuff like that. So I would assume. Oh, for Pete's sake. No. So it would be in here somewhere. Let's do this. Doesn't seem to be. I don't know, Travis. I haven't come across them yet, but I still have a lot of reading to do. Branch? You want me to search branch? No joy. Oh, no, no joy. Are you going to stream Sunny's live here so we can have a civil discussion about it? What, is she going live? I don't know. But probably not. Documents say just as important. What? Yeah, exactly. And that's what I keep saying. So what's not included? What's redacted? I don't see anything. Kent, is there anything about blankets in these documents? He is no foul play in Alberta. Didn't say that here. That's right. Everything is still on the table. They said that. They have never cleared anybody. The closest they got to clearing anybody was when they called Belinda and Cody to basically say they're no longer interested in Cody. So they haven't cleared anybody. Grounds for belief. Malia reported her children, Lily and Jack, may have left the residence and were missing. She said they were both possibly autistic, were known to wander. Reported them missing at 10:01 a.m. Nada, nada, nada. Nada, nada, nada. Maybe it's in the redacted parts. But how would the media know that? I'm wondering what documents they're referring to. I don't think they're these documents, unless they got more, but I'm pretty sure we got them all. It's about 500 pages. There's nothing really about the search in these documents, the search itself in the woods. And I would think that that information would be in with the search information. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's in here and I just don't see it. Daniel statements. She sure did. And Janie said that they don't like going up in the woods. They've never done it before. So why that day? And that's Janie making a case for they didn't go in the woods. So, only thing about the pink blankets found is the one that Haley found, Charmaine. Right. So there's nothing in here about a second unrelated pink blanket because it was unrelated. We never heard about that second pink blanket. It wasn't explained, or even the story wasn't even told as there was a blanket laid out. It wasn't Jack and Lily's, but that's the one I was talking about that didn't belong to Jack and Lily. He never explained that to us. Apparently he explained it to DT, and DT had it up on his show. But then the rest of us were like, wait, what? Oh, good for DT. I'm glad he's on the case. It's all good, Gren. I appreciate your sharing stuff with me. I don't see it. I'm gonna keep digging for the other screenshots and organize it better. The problem is, like, all of this stuff, like some of it, like if I showed you some of it, I would get in a lot of trouble. Just because it's not, It's not factual information, it's just, I guess, mind-blowing rumors that if true would be like, what the, definitely not something YouTube needs, you know. Definitely not going to help find Jack and Lily. Jack didn't like going in the woods, according to Janie, right? Although he did like bugs, but I would suspect that Lily would have an issue going up in the woods because she didn't like bugs. And they also said she didn't like being dirty. She was a girly girl, but she loved to make mud pies. I don't know. Daniel is aware that details matter, but I don't think he's quite aware of how important it is to clear up mistakes, misstatements, miscommunications. I mean, another way to put it is if you want to steer the narrative, you got to keep your story straight. And just because now you've got somebody that's willing to put your information out in a completely biased way towards one side doesn't make it any more believable. What's going to make it believable is clearing up the things on it. Scotia, thank you. Clearing up the things that have left us all basically dumbfounded and drooling, right? We're just like, what? I don't get it. Where'd that go, Scotia? Camera transfers exit, blah, specializers. Tips received from public? No, there's not. Oh, 32, 33, 34, is this 35? 35. I'm looking at my page number, so there must be headers and stuff. I believe from speaking to Site Blank that records exists, specifically video surveillance of vehicles exiting Nova Scotia through the Quebec Pass. That's not it. That's not it. This matter involves two missing minors who are the subject of this application. I believe it is in the best interests of the investigation and administration of justice to protect the integrity of this ongoing investigation. There are still investigative avenues remaining within this investigation, and the investigation may progress to a criminal investigation should the elements of a criminal offense be identified. Due to this reason alone, I request that this application, together with any supporting information, be sealed from public view. Any persons claiming an interest, legal or beneficial, and members of the public that is described in the order, I request that a sealing order pursuant to common law authority be granted for this purpose. No, but that's interesting right there because they sealed this. So why do we have it, guys? I'll tell you why we have it. We have it so that it doesn't matter. So that Belinda's guardianship application was not big news. And this definitely, if you look at it on its face, does seem to weigh more in favor of no involvement of Daniel, Janie, and Melena. And I think that's important for the RCMP. I think that message is important that the RCMP is trying to put out. So. But no, it's not. Maybe another one, like I said, there's like 12 of them. There's 12 of them. So maybe it's been 3 hours. 3 hours, and I feel like I haven't accomplished shit. We have gone through some stuff, and you guys, as always, have been fantastic bringing up stuff. Oh, what did you find out? Yeah, just word it in a way that's not like accusatory or, Peter Paul. I'm offended. What? Just say it. That means still suspicious of someone. I mean, it means that they're not taking anything off the table, but I'm just wondering, like, what? It's sealed. What are we doing with it? Kind of, I didn't see that before, but it kind of proves my point. It was released for a reason, and cherry picked for a reason, and redacted for a reason. Telling you. Telling you. I'm just waiting for case of 3-year-old dad got 8 years. Malia is related through her dad. Okay, you can, I mean, whatever, just explain that. Please. I'll wait. You guys want to wait with me? Let's wait. I mean, Randy, they've got professional searchers. They had, high-tech drones, and they had technology out there searching for the kids. They did. Why must it live? What is this? Oh. Is this on Messenger or email? Email. All right, just hang on. Hang on a second. I have like 5 different email accounts, so bear with me while I find the right one. Hey, the more the merrier, Randy. I get it. I'm all for it. All right, let's have a look here. This is not what Miss B was talking about, but this is a watcher who amazingly found this for us. You see that? Malaya talked about Lily's LOL doll blanket and provided the following information. Lily had an LOL doll blanket that she sometimes dragged around with her. It was her blanket she used for sleeping before she got an actual bed set. Redacted, and she didn't want it anymore, so Daniel used it to stop a draft from the door that wasn't properly installed. Malaya took the blanket from the door because the weather was getting nicer about a week before she threw it in the garbage. There was already a piece missing from it when she did that because Daniel ripped it off when he put it up. Okay. Well, no, just work, different clients and different jobs, and then my personal, and then this one. So. I don't know. But that better explains the LOL doll, the piece that was found in the. Yeah, I don't know. Bizarre. What up? Yes, sorry. Malia said that there are two pieces. So she put the one in the garbage. And he put the other piece in the garbage. I mean, that explains that, but where's the miscommunication? And where's the second blanket? And now the third blanket come from? I mean, I'll look more into it. It's 3 hours, guys. I want to go. I heard through the grapevine that Sunny's going to be live if she's not already. So, you also have the lines that describe where the ripped off pieces was. Big part? No. No, I'm going to have to. Yes, Malaya did. Oh, did Malaya's dad? No. No. I was, but that's because Ian was in here trying on all my glasses. Yeah, like Malaya's dad, he wasn't around. He was up like at the reserve where she traveled to with Meadow before Meadow was taken. So he wasn't around. He wasn't even aware the kids went missing until the Sunday. So, no. Her uncle is allegedly in prison for a murder. Not sure the details. I think Charmaine might be 3 hours, but it was a good one. As long as it's calm, cool, collected, and we got some thinking done and some talking done, and it's all good. It's what we're trying to do, right? Anyone else who has Zoom that still shot has agreed that that is the piece of the LOL dolls blanket. Yes. Yes. Lindsay, I agree. That's what it's all about. We'll do it again soon, guys. Thanks for being here and hanging out with me and talking this stuff through, and hopefully if Daniel sees this, he can clear it up. Clear it up. I'm trying to help you. Devil's advocate. I'm going. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.